everyone, my name is Raya Colonna and today with the help of my group, I am going to present the second term unit called My Name is Peru, in which our final product was a leaflet. But first, what is a leaflet? A leaflet is a small sheet of paper designed to promote something. It may contain a lot or little information. It is designed to be eye-catching so the reader will continue reading it and that promotion can be successful. Now Rodrigo is going to explain our term opener.
This is a term opener we use in the unit. The key concept was culture, as we studied the culture of our country. Related concept context. We studied social, historical, and cultural context of our department, as well as express our point of view of each department on the leaflet. Finally, the global context, orientation, and space and time, as we needed to know the ubication and location of our department in the map of Peru. Brief description. What we did basically on our summative assessment is, first of all, we chose a department from Peru. After it, we searched different information from different topics to finally grab all of them and include it on the leaflet, simulating a touristic guide.
Here we find objectives that we must develop during the manufacturing process of the product, which is the leaflet. For example, the goal, the role, the audience, situation, and the product. Then we have the table, the criteria table that we need to follow the criterion A and the criterion C. In the following criteria we develop during the second term, plus the endings that we must during the process and the objectives that each part of the process has an ETL skills that we develop. For example, the communication skills, creative thinking skills, collaboration skills, and the reflection. Then we have the syllabus. It's a card that helps us to identify the evaluation criteria that we must follow to obtain a good product. In addition, we find the source that will help us to elaborate a good product.
Okay. While working on the content, we develop our IB profile attributes. We were open-minded because we learn and respect other cultures. Reflective because we take in account our mistakes and welcome them as a way to improve. Thinkers because we develop our critical and creative skills in order to solve complex problems. And good communicators because we share our ideas in many ways. One of the goals of the second term unit was to be able to answer these unit questions, so I will answer them. First, we have the inquiry questions. What is culture? Culture is the identity given by your atmosphere that each person carries. How do people express their love for their country? People can express their love for their country in different ways, but the main thing is just the simple appreciation of the everyday things we experience that we may not notice are part of our culture. Conceptual question. What are we doing for our independence bicentennial in the year 2021? Well, next year, Peru commemorates 2,000 years of independence, 2,000 years of freedom, where we share customs that still exist until now. And as the GRASP said, we are going to create a leaflet about a Peruvian department in relation to this celebration. And finally, the debatable question, how does the word see us? We don't have like an exact answer for this question, but we would like to believe that the word see Peru as a beautiful nation full of color and loving people that carries a lot of culture.
Impact. As we already mentioned, next year will be the bicentennial anniversary of Peru. So what I wanted to do is to promote all of our culture to the world by the leaflet. But for this, we needed to do different worksheets in order to be prepared for the action. And this will start the first phase of the inquiry cycle, which is the inquiry. But Flavia, can you tell us how do we send these worksheets to the teacher?
Of course. One of the most important tools we used during this term was Google Classroom. Google Classroom is an internet platform that helps the teacher send us some worksheets and then we could send them back. For example, researching about our department, we did several worksheets about some traditions that we needed to know about. For example, about the music, the food, some dances. Here you can see some examples. Now Yes is going to explain us how we use the class book.
Yes. Well, on the other hand, we use our English class book that help us to complete another worksheet too. By reading an article on our NYP English book, we learn about cultural diffusion in order to answer some questions and making a word cloud related to a topic.
The words we use in the second term are culture, change, traditions, and geography. There are some words that all the students have to use because in the second term it's about the culture of our country and its derivatives. In my case, my presentation is about Moquegua. I prepare a presentation about all most information and important places that you have to visit. For okay.
My presentation is about the Department of Amazonas. And I put some slides about food, native crops, restaurants, dances, etc.
My presentation is about Cusco, and I decided to include in my slides all of the things I had already researched about during the first part of the inquiry cycle while doing the worksheets.
This is my PPT from Loreto, in which I mainly included some food information such as entries, main dishes, information of a famous restaurant, a recipe, and also some information about famous dances and typical instruments. This is a rubric that teachers used to grade us. We were graded by the criteria of attention to audience, clarity, content, creativity, presentation length, and our speaking skills. Now we're going to present you some of our infographics which we did during the process.
This is my infographic about the touristic places in Moquegua. For example, we can find the thermal water of Moquegua Cuchumbaya, Tomate Valle, Ecological Park of Moquegua, and Cerro Baul.
This is my infographic in which I put 5 important and touristic places of Amazonas.
This is my infographic about Cusco. I decided to include the best places to visit, so when tourists go, they couldn't miss these places because they are beautiful.
This is my infographic about Loreto, in which I included 3 main places which, from my point of view, will be of the livelihood of the tourists.
Then all of that large process led us to the next step of our inquiry cycle, the action. And we started making our final product, that is the leaflet.
This is my leaflet about Cusco. Just like Jesse said, I used all the information that I had used throughout the inquiry process in order to present my final product.
My leaflet is a crossfold because have 6 columns and the crossfold have 6 columns. Also, we can find different information about the typical food and all about the Moquegua.
This is my leaflet in which I try to summarize all the information previously obtained by making the worksheets, and it's a concertina fold. It has 6 sites to advertise.
This is my leaflet in which I included main information obtained during the investigation.
Finally, we presented our leaflet in front of the class. This is the rubric the teacher used to grade us. Because of all the large process we went through using the inquiry cycle, we were all able to aim to the highest mark. Finally, we're to the part of reflection.
When we concluded with that, we initiated the reflection of our product, and we did 2 more worksheets. The peer evaluation, in which we join in pairs in breakout rooms and evaluate our partner's work.
This is the leaflet report we did in order to highlight how to make a leaflet. In addition, we had to write about the leaflet is, how to use it, so that it serves us and give our opinion about our leaflet.
Finally, we have reached the final stage of everything, metacognition. We are going to answer all of the questions. First, Rodrigo, what have you learned?
From my point of view, I learned many information about my department, as well as I also found a better method of developing my identity as a Peruvian.
Okay, so now how did we learn it? We already showed you guys how we learned it. We went through a large process of the inquiry cycle where we did worksheets, watched several videos, but also listened to the teachers explain it during class. Jesse, what parts of the task were difficult, easy, or new?
Mm, Where is it to just to organize the information to make the leaflet? Because we search a lot by making the presentation, the infographics, and the worksheets. And for me, it was kind of new by making the leaflet because I never made that before and to design it.
How is this useful to me? To me, it's useful because in order to represent our country, we need to acknowledge each culture that each department carries, not just the most popular or the one which is the capital. Nicolas, how do you think you can improve it?
I improved my ATL skills, for example, the communication, because I know how to prepare a leaflet and transmit the information to other people and to use this product.
Thank you so much for watching our presentation. I hope you liked it.